Now, this might sound blasphemous depending on the strictness of your nerd credentials, but the Nintendo DS was the first handheld gaming system I ever owned. And that means the Game Boy, the Game Gear, the Game Boy Advance, the Atari Lynx. I passed on all of them, and I had several reasons for that decision. I had even more reasons to buy a Nintendo DS. You see, I never saw the appeal of having a portable version of the same games I already played on my television. There just wasn't enough difference between handheld and console gaming to warrant my interest. But the DS changed that. Not only was the hardware different, but the games were different. The uniqueness of the system fostered a truly unique software library, filled with games you'd never see on a gaming system before. Games like Big Brain Academy. Released in 2006, right in the middle of the most popular and innovative days of the Nintendo DS, Big Brain Academy came out right after Nintendo's other educational hit, Brain Age, and the similarities between the two go beyond just the names on the box. They're both comprised of brain teasers, they both have a professorial guide, and they both playfully measure your smarts. The difference isn't in what they're doing as much as it's in their tone. Brain Age is meant to be a semi-serious daily exercise for your brain. This, on the other hand, is a little less serious. In fact, it's kind of like Brain Age got mixed up with Wario Ware. So you're not just adding black and white numbers, you're adding cows to a chicken and a sheep. So where Brain Age has the look of a newspaper, a deliberate style for its intended audience, Big Brain Academy has the look of a coloring book. Of course, the differences are largely in tone and appearance. Otherwise, this is a similar kind of game. Big Brain Academy gives you a series of tests, and when you're finished, gives you an overall assessment of your smarts, the weight of your brain specifically. And look at that, and I thought I wasn't a math guy. The game tests you in 5 different categories: think, memorize, analyze, compute, and identify. And that amounts to brain games that use 5 unique thought processes. So for example, compute is comprised of arithmetic. Analyze is about reasoning, you get the idea. And once you've taken your 5 tests, the game weighs your brain, but it also equates your brain's weight with a career that would supposedly fit a person with such a brain weight. This is where the game gets a little too silly. The careers the game mentions seem really arbitrary, and at times, they might even be a bit offensive. I mean, for example, after one particularly bad performance, the game told me I had the brain of a hairstylist, and if I were actually a hairstylist, I'd probably find that a lot less funny. Obviously, relative to Brain Age, there's definitely a more gamey feel to Big Brain Academy. You can even try the tests individually to try to earn medals, and there's nothing that says video game more than platinum medals. If you're really into the casual-focused, touch generations games that were so popular on the Nintendo DS, this one's an easy recommendation. Provided you're able to handle a little video game silliness, Big Brain Academy is another impressive edutainment title. And after all, I mean, if you already know your brain's age, it only makes sense to know its weight.